Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Our Parliament, and I'm your host, Iguma Gabriel. This show lets you have your say on what's happening in Parliament. Today we are discussing the externalization of labor, or human trafficking, what it becomes sometimes. Before we went for the break, we're going to hear some of the companies that have been licensed to export Ugandan labor. What are some of those companies, Milton?
No, but as moderator, I think it will be unfair if I read some and then I leave out
Okay, how many
others.
do you have on your list?
There are 30 in number.
There are 30 in number.
Yes.
Where can a person verify that the company that's telling them they can get them a job out of Uganda is actually a licensed one?
Yes, from my office, which is located on 5th floor, Simba Manyo House, Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development.
So they have to make a trip to your office?
Alternatively, on the website, Ministry's website, www.mglsd.go.ug.
Okay, that's www.mglsd.go.ug.
We have also issued the list to all the DSOs in Kampala. At least they have got them, all the other DC's offices, all the DSOs, and then the DPCs within Kampala metropolitan area. They also have the list. And maybe also what I wanted to make a clarification that this list is not permanent because the licenses expire. So we shall always be renewing. Okay. As they renew, we like the list which the DPCs have and the DSOs has that one name, but then there is one which expired and he has not renewed, so that one is removed. So the list keep on getting updated. And
the reason as to why we give you this information is so that you do not become a victim of human trafficking. So take this information seriously. If you want to get a job outside Uganda, make sure that the company that is getting you a job is actually licensed by the Ministry of Gender. All right, let's go to the audience. Sir in the front in a white checked shirt. What's your question or comment?
Thank you, moderator. My name is Mugume Filipo Murwani.
Mugume.
Yeah, my first question is, now, the gentleman talked about orientation of the workers abroad, but my question is, what is done to make sure that the workers working abroad are having the right language, and is there any orientations? Because you said that because of the language barrier, there has been harassment because workers don't understand the language of their masters. Is there an orientation? Because
orientation would solve that problem, isn't it? All right, let's put that question first, then we'll come back to you probably later. Yes, Milton.
Yes, thank you very much for the question. We normally have, or we normally instruct companies, licensed companies, before a person travels, to organize a pre-departure orientation seminar. And one component is the linguistic, at least the basics. The basics. If you are going to an Arab country, you should know at least some Arabic, wherever you are going. But the problem is the supervisors, we have found out, the supervisors are coming, say, from Nepal or from Bangladesh. So you can't anticipate that the supervisor will be a Bangladesh, and then you. So it is still. But I think with the time we will have to improve and maybe also follow up the workers.
But Milton, you are saying that this is the main problem. So why don't you find a solution for it that immediately? Why is it in the future? Solve it now. Because the office is supposed to make sure that the Ugandan workers actually having a safe stay outside Uganda.
What I'm saying is, here I think we are covering it. We are covering it. But now we have again to follow up the workers where they are working. Now to know which supervisors The supervisors are coming from where?
Okay, so the supervisors on that side
at least
from another country.
Yeah, they are oriented from the other side also.
All right.
So we have to work with the employers on this. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I can also add on later on that as the task force and as a monitor, we have discovered that the orientation is not enough. That the people are not being given enough orientation. Those ones who are going, and there is excitement. Sometimes they are also not willing to listen much because for them they think they are going for
because they are
jobs.
Going to get money.
So
they are living in poverty.
Yes.
Here.
So what we are calling in our sensitization programs, we are telling the clients who have been selected, who are going to go out, to listen properly and ask questions so that they understand exactly the conditions under which they are going to serve.
Okay.
And then we have also started a system of encouraging the police and ISO officers to get involved and make sure that there is proper orientation and that people are told exactly what is the condition they are going to work for so that they go while they are aware.
If a person is not happy with what they find outside, if it's different from what they envisioned when they were still in Uganda, what solutions do they have?
No, basically, if a person has been taken by a licensed company and reaches there and he finds totally a different world, which is different from what he or she was informed about, then there is one opportunity. The company has to bring back that person.
How do you demand to be brought back? Let me tell you, one of the people I interviewed...
Let me give you
Milton,
this scenario.
One of the people I interviewed, and this was a gentleman. Many times when people talk about human trafficking, they're thinking about ladies. This was a gentleman. Yeah. Now, what happened with him is, immediately when he reached, his passport was taken from him. Now, his supervisor, he only sees a supervisor who is a foreign person. If he's going to get any help, he has to find the Ugandan office. They don't even know where the Ugandan offices are. You don't have your passport. How do you even start to question a person who is not your father, your brother, he doesn't know you, and your country office, you don't know where it is, you don't have your passport? Where do you begin from?
Okay. The taking of passports, I think, is a policy in these Arab countries. In these Arab countries.
So you're admitting that it actually happens?
Yes, it does.
It's a national policy in their countries. And what we are saying, when Ugandans are going, they should be told.
Yes.
They should be told that your passport should be withheld by your employer, so that they know. Because that is, but we are not saying that is good. And in our negotiations with these countries, that's one thing we want to handle.
I say that's why we are going now.
That's why we're going.
Okay, let's hear. What exactly should the person do? They don't have their passport.
The beauty with people who go through companies, licensed companies, at least we have not faced any problem that because a passport has been taken away from that person. No. There is a mechanism. If a person has been deployed, there is a contact person from the other side. If there is any problem, there is a chain of command. You know where to report. And even the embassy is informed that these people are in this company. And if there is any problem, if at the workplace it is not resolved, then the worker can call back here to inform the agency, call the embassy, so that the solution can be found.
All right. Let's take another question from the audience.
But briefly, in addition to that, Ugandans who are going to work, that's why we are insisting they should have written job contracts and study them. Because, when you are going, you must study and understand. Sometimes, there are conditions under which you can withdraw from a job.
Yes. And
some of the Ugandans don't know. They go without no bothering to understand these contracts jobs. So when they reach there, when they want to withdraw, it becomes difficult for them because they have committed themselves and those conditions when you are supposed to withdraw, under which you can withdraw, and how you can be brought back.
Does any of your officers make sure that they have contracts before they go?
Yes. Each contract has a termination clause, either by the worker or by the employer. But as my colleague has said, I don't know if it is because of anxiety or what. Workers don't normally read the contracts
And understand.
So they don't,
because they've been promised heaven.
No,
Who doesn't want to go out
this
and
one,
work outside Uganda to put money?
this one we are telling them that it's not heaven, it is their lives. It's a deal. You are going to work. It's a deal. You are going. So